I kind of hate doing videos and editing, so I really struggle with things like social media, reels, TikToks, all that kind of stuff. Hi, I'm Sema Martin. I'm a pet portrait artist and I have been for the last 10 years, and I'm doing these daily vlogs to help give you some confidence in the industry and to teach you things that I know about being a pet portrait artist. So in terms of things like TikToks and reels and stuff, I really don't enjoy doing them, to be honest, mostly because of the editing process. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I personally don't like editing. I find it tedious, I find it takes too long, and also I find like I don't really have that natural storytelling ability that some other people seem to have. I have been learning it and trying and giving it a good go. I haven't given up. I'm still trying, but I'm trying to figure a way that I can enjoy it, because I feel like when it comes to social media, it can very easily burn you out and make you feel like you're not good enough and take your confidence more than it gives. And I've also been stuck in that loop of feeling like, you're trying so hard on social media, but nothing's really happening. And like, are you even a good artist? How are you supposed to get yourself out there if nothing ever goes viral? And there's a lot of different thoughts and things that can impact you and just make you feel like rubbish, basically. You're not alone in that. I have felt that too. And I'm really just trying to look at social media in a new way now. I don't want to be like chasing the algorithm. I don't want to be constantly looking at vanity metrics. So that's things like followers, likes, views. It's a vanity thing. It's meaningless. Yes, it looks great to have lots of followers, but followers doesn't equal sales. And if you're doing it to make sales, if you're on social media to be an artist so you can pay the bills, then vanity metrics don't equal sales. They really don't. You can have only 100 followers and still make sales. So I've personally have sort of come up with a mindset, I suppose, to help me defend against any like negative thoughts when it comes to social media and my own personal artwork. So from now on, I've sort of been posting things as I go. I'm not trying to do any sort of editing. If I take a picture, I don't do like loads of, exposure, and I don't take time, basically. I'm not putting in time to make things look perfect. I'm just trying to be real and in the moment, So like I'm currently drawing this dog. I've been just literally snapping a picture, posting it, saying this is how far I've got. I'm not even doing long captions anymore. Again, I feel like it's taking more of my energy than it's giving me. So I've literally just been saying 2 sentences, So that's actually that approach. Very quick, snap a picture, write 1 line, post it, has enabled me to start posting about 4 or 5 times a day, which is actually very helpful in terms of trying to be seen, because I still want to be seen. I want people to be able to see my artwork, to be inspired to be a pet portrait artist, even for customers to see everything that I'm doing, because I'm sort of using it as a documented portfolio rather than anything else. So I want people to be able to see it. If they did ask me on the street, or if they did have a look at a poster that I put up, and they went to my Instagram handle, all they would see is pet portraits and people enjoying the pet portraits. So that's sort of how I've been able to post so much lately. I've literally just done 0 editing. Just like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm sharpening a pencil. Put on your phone onto a little phone holder, press record, sharpen the pencil, and then stop recording. That's it. Post it as a story. Say, I like this sharpener. It doesn't have to do anything or be anything. It's more like you're just sort of practicing making the content, I suppose. You're practicing using your life and creating content from your life. I really struggled with that before because I was sort of like, well, where is the boundary from content creation to like, living? Because I am quite a private person. I don't like to show everything, and not everybody does. So I'm sort of trying to play with that boundary, I suppose, and see, what are things that I do in my day-to-day pet portrait business that people would be interested in seeing. Maybe someone is interested in the kind of sharpener I use. Maybe a potential customer is interested in what kind of certificate they might get with their portrait. So I'm slowly trying to just, I guess, enjoy every tiny bit of the process. Like, I've been doing it for so long now. You sort of forget all those little pieces, I guess, that make up your life, that make up your routine. So I'm slowly trying to, I guess, relive it and re-fall in love with the process of doing the pet portraits, of picking my pencils, of picking my paper, of tracing things out. Like, there's so many minute details that is easy to just brush over because you've done it so many times. So I'm really trying to implement that back into my social media. So when I am posting, like, these are the colors I've decided to use to draw this dog. Here's the reference image. So even before I started drawing this dog, I posted a picture of the reference image saying, I've just been commissioned to draw this dog. Do you have one like it? It's all content and working out how you can use your pet portrait business life as content to attract more business is what you should be doing, what you should be playing around, what you should be using social media for. Another thing I've been doing actually is being social on social media. And I know that sounds really obvious, but a lot of people seem to just post a picture, close the app, and just go about their day and never look at it again until like the next day when they post again. So the point of social media is to be social. The apps, they make money by you being on the app. So the more present you are, the better reach you will have, I suppose. But that doesn't mean that you should be on there a long time, like, because it can be quite draining to be on there for a long time. So I would suggest that as soon as you've done a post, all you have to do is, like, say, go through. This is what I've been doing, by the way. So I've been, like, then searching in the search bar, like, dogs, cats, whatever it is, like, sort of related to what I've posted. So I posted a picture of a dog. I then looked up that breed, and then any accounts that have that breed, that are that breed, any rescue centers, anything like that, I've just been commenting on them and saying, oh, that's a really cute dog, and oh, what's their name, and just being social. I've been trying to interact with people and talk to them, especially because it's relevant to the current breed that I'm drawing. And then because they've seen that I've interacted with them, I have spoken to them, I've commented, I've liked, and I've followed. They then come to my page and they have a look at what I'm doing. And that's how I'm currently building my following again, is literally by speaking to the people that I want to attract. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit obvious, but it's something that I think a lot of people are forgetting to do, especially on social media. So even things like, because I just don't like editing, I don't enjoy it, I feel like it's really tedious. So stuff like these vlogs I've started doing, and this is something that you can do as well. Just turn on the camera, start talking, start drawing, just start doing something, and then turn it off and upload it. Don't worry about editing. Don't worry about, perfect cuts and music and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's nice if you can do it, and if you enjoy doing it, then that's fantastic. Carry on. But if you're like me and you just feel like it feels like it's harder than it should be, and you just don't enjoy it, like it's not feeding your soul, then just do it this way. I actually really enjoy this. I enjoy putting the camera on, talking to you, telling you everything that I want to talk about in that certain topic, and then I just upload it. I don't do any editing with these videos, And that helps me so much. I feel like I'm creating more than I'm doing other stuff, I suppose, doing things like editing and music curation and captions and all of the other things that come along with the editing process. I'm not doing. I've completely eliminated it, and it's made me a happier content creator, if that makes sense. So if you're in the same boat that I am, and you just don't like editing, and you don't like trying to do reels and videos and stuff like that because you just feel like you can't quite do it in the same way that other people are doing it, do it your way. Do what makes you feel happy. If you like posting pictures, then just post pictures. Post as many pictures as you like. You can't post too much, okay? I just want to make that very clear. Even if you posted 10 times a day of the same picture, just talking about it in different ways, that's also fine. The algorithm wants you to use it. The apps want you to use it. So you can't post too much. You can post too little, once a week just isn't quite enough to be seen. But posting, you can't post too much, to be honest. So that's what I've been doing. I really enjoy taking pictures of my artwork. I like doing the progress pictures. I like just taking pictures of my studio and little bits and bobs that I'm doing. If I get an email for a client, I like sort of do it as a story as well, saying, look, I've just received this email from a client. They're really happy with my portrait. And by sharing, I guess, your experience of being a pet portrait artist by working with people, it would enable other people to trust you more. So other clients are more likely to trust you if they see a feed full of testimonials and constant stories about talking with clients. They get to see pictures of your reference photo that you were using and the drawing and how much you love doing it. Like, don't forget to talk about how much you enjoy it. So all of these things are really important. So make sure that when you do post on social media, you're thinking about a potential client seeing it. So I also wouldn't post anything negative. Like, I know it's easy to do, especially when you're feeling a little bit hard done by with the algorithm, but that's for a different place. If you're actually trying to get people to follow you and enjoy what you're doing, don't start posting negative things about the algorithm, basically. Like, oh, I don't know if anyone's ever going to see this. And, the kinds of posts that I'm talking about, like, that's for a different place, I'd say. That's for talking to your friends. That's for maybe a Facebook group where you can vent a little bit. But don't post it to potential customers. Because imagine if you walked into a dog groomer's and all you talked about was how much people are not commissioning you to do a pet portrait. It's a bit of a negative vibe. That might actually put people off from commissioning you because you're complaining about people not commissioning you. Does that make sense? So if you keep it positive, obviously frustrations happen. Everyone feels frustrated, especially when they're not making sales. That's okay. But put it somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. Try and keep your social media as a positive place. Imagine anyone that sees it, even if you're only getting like 20 views. Imagine those 20 people seeing something negative. They will be put off, and then next time you post, you'll get even less views. So if you're trying to really actually promote yourself as a pet portrait, be known as a pet portrait artist, any type of artist really, always be positive. Be a positive place that people can retreat to, that people can be excited to see more content from. Be that person rather than the one that's complaining about not making the sales. So I hope that's helped you and given you a bit of insight into terms of what I do and how I present my social media. And if you need any more help on running your pet portrait business, growing it, getting consistent sales, then you can now download your free prospectus for the Business of Pet Portraits course. And I will see you next time.